A picture is worth 1,000 words each word building on each other to create a unique and individual story. This photo story centers on a poor young newsboy, barely earning enough to survive.
When analyzing the image, the first thing we saw was the boy. We also noticed a newspaper, his bare feet, the pavement, and the grass. The main person in this image is the young newsboy. He and his newspaper are the focal points. We've observed that the physical setting is outside with pavement and grass.
Another aspect that helps the audience read further into this image is the newspaper the young boy is holding. Without inferring anything about the situation, it is clear that the picture depicts a boy holding a newspaper.
The boy's family and location are not seen. In order to fully understand what the photographer wanted to portray from taking this picture, we need to know the time period, why the boy is working as a newsie, and his location.
We feel strongly that this picture shows how the Newsies felt about their jobs and their lives as newsies. We've inferred that this photographer chose to only include the boy and his newspaper in the image to focus on the boy and not his surroundings. The details noted previously relate to the boy directly.
Although pedestrians were present at the time, they are blurred out in the background. The audience is intended to view this photograph is probably anyone interested in the Newsies, their strike, and the reasoning behind it.
The photographer created this image to analyze and sympathize with Newsies and agree with their point of views, including those involved in their strike. The arrangement does not affect audience interrupts the picture because the photographer intentionally blurred out the background. So the audience focuses on the attention of the boys and the boys' emotions.
This photo makes us feel melancholy, depressed, and sorry for the boy. It shows how clear bias towards the Newsies. It's like the photographer wants the audience and the public to support the Newsies.
We inferred that the focal point in this image is a lonely, sad newsie. He is most likely poor and willing to do whatever it takes to earn some money.
While we can make the above inferences about this simple picture to try and put ourselves in the mind of the photographer, we are all in agreement that there are still many questions that we have to ask.
If the boys were miserable as Newsies, why would they continue to work as one? Was the small amount of money really worth it, or did something else drive them to keep working?
Does this little boy even have a family, or does he live his life as an orphan? What newspaper does he work for, and why does he work there instead of at the competitor's newspaper? What newspaper? How much is this newsie paid? How old is he? When did he start working as a newsie?
And the ultimate question that we have to ask, why would the photographer take a photo so simple as this? Why was this boy featured instead of any other?
If this boy could speak today, these are the words that would come out of his mouth.
Having to fend for my life every day is a serious struggle. I live on the streets selling newspapers to strangers in hopes that they will buy them for me in order to have at least one meal a day. Some days I don't even make a day's worth of pay. My dream is that one day I will make enough money to survive on my own instead of selling papers 24/7.
I think that this boy would say that he was not the greatest child, and he didn't really go to school, and he didn't have many friends. All he had to do was sell papers on the streets.
This isn't right. I'm a 6-year-old boy working an adult job. I wake up early in the morning, trying to sell papers for pennies. I am hungry, I am cold, and I am far too young to be homeless.
I am tired. I work hard and get paid very little. I am poor, as you can see, and I need this money, but it is so difficult. I am sad and very lonely. I yell so people will buy my papers, but it hardly ever works. I want more money, but I know this is not going to happen. I'm just a young, poor orphan. This work is so hard, and people just don't see that. I try my best to sell my papers, but most of the time it doesn't work. I can't play or have fun. I'm here, running around the city on my bare feet, trying to earn a little money. People give me a penny just to make me shut up, but it still isn't enough. I do all this tiring work, and all I get is a couple pennies. Sometimes I hate it, and sometimes I fake a smile. But hey, what is a young boy like me supposed to do?
I'm dying inside. I'm all alone. This paper has grown to be the only person who resembles a relative. The other Newsies are different. I'm not like them. I'm too young to be doing this. But I have to deliver the papers or I go broke. But I only earn a penny a paper. Is it worth it? I question myself this every day, but when I read the headlines on the papers that I sell about another death that's happened, I realize I don't want that to be me, so I know it must be worth it. But it's tough, and I'm still too young to be doing this.
To discover more information about this photo, we could research primary sources such as newspapers, other photos, and journal entries.